curse or blessing. He has obtained his PhD in ocean engineering from University of Rhode Island, USA in 2000. Since 2000, he is working as a professor in the Department of Ocean Engineering, University of Rhode Island. His area of interest include underwater acoustics, acoustic signal processing, wave propagation, etc. He is a fellow of the Acoustical Society of America and associate editor IEEE Journal of Oceanic Engineering. We welcome you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you early on a Friday morning, last day of conference. It's like I was 2 weeks ago at the ASA meeting, and I happened to have a talk on Friday morning similar to this, and almost same number of audience. So I'm used to it. The topic today is about a noise, a curse or blessing. And before I get into the topic, let me just thank the organizers, especially Professor Pillai and Professor Supriya, for giving me the opportunity to present this material here. By way of full disclosure, I should mention that it's almost the same talk which I gave in February at the UT 2015 meeting at NIOT. So if there is some overlap, please bear with me. Again, another important thing is this is a review type of talk, so I will be borrowing material from pictures and research from other investigators, many of whom are funded by Office of Naval Research like me. So I have tried to acknowledge them as and when I refer to them, but if I miss something, I hope they will understand that. Math, very little math, so the students sitting at the back, they don't have to worry about too much math. So it'll be easy. Okay, so let's get to the topic. In 1956, the French adventurer and scuba inventor Jacques Cousteau, who is supposed to be one of the earliest sort of oceanographer, ocean engineering, ocean adventurer, who made the field more famous. He wrote a book called The Silent World, talking about the oceans. Even though the title looks a little odd, his book was widely accredited with giving rise to awareness in the ocean's beauty and etc. And actually that book later became a documentary which won an Oscar. There was some controversy about that movie also, which we don't get into. Recently I was talking to Art Popper, who is a fish expert, and he is of the opinion that the title is misleading. If you pick a bad title, he says the oceans are not silent, and in fact they are getting louder than ever. And many scientists, including him, believe that it is a problem. Actually, this is not a new problem. Way back in historical times, Leonardo da Vinci, who made the first measurement of sound speed, was aware of this problem, and he advised his crew that he should wait until your boat stops before attempting to hear sounds underwater because of sudden noise of the ships. So he was aware of that during that time, and if you fast forward 500, 600 years, there is a story that during the World War II, during a multi-ship naval sonar exercise, the scientists on board advised the fleet commander to send half of the ship home because they were masking the detection of potential unwanted intruders. So it's not a new problem. People were aware of that. Usually it is considered a nuisance, SNR issue. Bill Cooperman, who everybody and anybody working in underwater acoustics is familiar with, recently gave a talk, it's a hot topic talk at the ASA meeting, Acoustical Society of America meeting in Montreal, which actually inspired me to work on this field or start working in this field. He says noise is typically considered as a spoiler, passive sonar detection. For active, usually reverberational, but if you can somehow wrap your hands around that issue, then noise becomes a limiting factor. Right now there is research in extraction of signals noise. Is a naval relevant research issue. So it's a big part of research in ocean acoustics community. So continuing with Cooperman remarks at the Montreal ASA meeting. He continued to say that noise is typically being treated as a nuisance to be minimized for the purpose of extracting signals and the information they contain. SNR issue. But recent research indicated that noise itself carries useful information, which makes sense because like any signal, noise also senses passes through the same environment and it carries the signature of the environmental parameters. The other motivation behind the increase in noise is the difficulty in getting permits to deploy active sources in the research community. I'm not talking about the Navy, but about research community. It has become very legal issues associated with putting sourcing in water has become more and more difficult, time consuming, and the allowed levels is becoming lower and lower after year. The duty cycle and everything has to be pre-approved. So it's a hassle nowadays. Still we have to do that, but I'm not saying against active approaches. But the difficulty associated with this has led to the increased popularity of methods that use noise to probe and investigate and infer the ocean and also its boundaries. So with that overview, let me get into the outline of the talk. So basically it's a two-part talk. The first part I will concentrate on the impact of noise and talk about the issues associated with that. And the second part I will talk about the approaches, which the newer and very interesting approaches which investigators have come up with to use noise in a positive way to infer properties of the ocean and its boundaries. And in between, I have a little piece of topic which talks about the impact of human-induced carbon emissions and its impact in ocean. So basically, so we think that whatever we do in the ocean has an effect on ocean environment, but the things humans do outside the ocean environment on land also inadvertently has some impact on the ocean acoustic propagation. So that demarcates the two sections of the talk. Ambient noise is the noise of the sea. multitudes of contributing sources. One of the main source is the shipping, the commercial shipping. There are natural sources like wind, rain, earthquake, biological sources, and the other construction-related noise, construction of offshore wind turbines, which is a newer noise source, construction of other facilities in water or adjacent to water, dredging, oil and gas, exploration as well as production. So in that list, whatever is written in red is man-made or anthropogenic, and the black ones are man-made. This is the famous Venn curve, which summarizes the noise levels in the ocean. This figure is provided to me by David Bradley at Penn State. Y-axis shows the sea level, approximate sea levels. It doesn't indicate the source level. I have drawn a little dash circle which sort of highlights the noise from 10 to 1500 hertz dominated by distant shipping. And on the low frequency side you have seismic activities, on the high frequency side you have the wind dominated noise. This is a picture taken from a paper by Slabokun, indicating or showing, it's a nice picture showing the, on the top you have the hearing sensitivity frequency ranges of typical, some of the marine organisms, starting with eel and Atlantic cod, goldfish, sea lion, bottlenose dolphin and fin whale. So the bars indicate the range of frequencies in which they vocalize. And in the lower half of the picture, or the lower panel, is the sources of anthropogenic noise and their frequency band. The boxes in gray color are the appropriate bands for shipping, offshore structures, wind turbines, and so on and so forth. It's clear that many of the man-made noise bands overlap with the communication bands of various animals. That's pretty clear and self-explanatory. Okay. One of the major source of man-made noise in the ocean is the shipping, and probably the most uncontrolled source of noise, also unregulated source of noise. Nothing against fishing, because fishing is the backbone of global economy. But facts are facts. So the picture there, the figure there shows is taken from George Fritz's famous paper on noise economics, noisonomics, which stands for noise economics, where he connects the shipping noise to global economic growth. So the picture there shows the actual measurements in the Pacific of trends in noise, both natural and man-made. Naturally shown in yellow, and man-made noise is shown in red. Over from 1950 to 2007 or 2007. One thing stands out there, the 50 dB level, which is the level of the natural biological noise, stays almost constant over the years. The anthropogenic gradually recurs. And the rate of increase in the next slide is about 3 dB per octave, 3 dB per 10 years. That's data. It's now well understood or well established that the ambient noise in the ocean is increasing mainly due to man-made and mainly due to distant shipping. Okay. So what Joe did was a fascinating idea where he correlates or connects the ambient noise increase, rate of ambient noise increase to increase in the GDP, global GDP, which is a nice idea. So what we see there is three different trend lines. The bottom one is the noise, ambient noise, increasing at around 3.32 dB per decade. The middle trend is the shipping capacity in terms of gross tonnage, the sum of the shipping tonnage all over the world. Again, it is expressed in a weird unit. It's George uses dB, equivalent dB level. So the calculation is shown in the bottom there in the box, and he plots that, and it's parallel to the noise level, same or similar rate of increase, 3.29 dB per decade. And the top trend line is the GDP, world GDP increase over this period from 1950 to 2017. Again, showing a similar or same trend, 3.25 dB per decade. So he concludes, based on this trend, that long-term changes in low-frequency ambient noise levels are primarily anthropogenic origin based on the measurements in Central Pacific, which I showed 2 slides ago. And commercial shipping is the principal anthropogenic source of long-term changes in ambient noise levels at low frequencies, and is concentrated, understandably, in the northern hemisphere, which is the location of most of the world's ship traffic, and where most of the industrialized economies reside. Okay, so there is no way you can escape the increase in ambient noise, because you want your economy, country's economy, to grow. Every country wants that, and you want exchange of goods between countries through shipping. That is going to grow. So the trend is going to continue. That's the moral of the story. So what Frisch did later on was to take these models, and he says he can use this model to generate predictions of future ambient noise based on the trend line. So basically, you extend the trend in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of GDP growth, and then correlate that with the ambient noise increase. You can go back in the other direction also. Conversely, you can came up with an interesting idea that measurements of low frequency ambient noise levels could be used as metrics for assessment of global health economy. So I just brought this out because it's a fascinating study based on no new measurements, existing measurement of ambient noise. A very novel idea, connect different pieces of the puzzle to come up with a very interesting idea. For particularly this talk, that the takeaway is that the trends in ambient noise is going to continue, and we have to deal with it, both from the impact point of view and also from the regulatory point of view. So somebody has to regulate this. So that's why the standards organization are therefore, and International Standardization ISO has active committees looking into setting up standards for acoustics, and anything to do with acoustics usually goes through acoustical society. They have a committee on standards. I'm a member of that committee. And one of the things that we are working on now is to set standards for standards and procedures for description and what are some ships. So there is a committee working on the way it works is that the setup will invite countries to participate in that, some countries will participate, and every country will have a vote, and eventually so they will be working group discuss, deliberate, come up with a draft, it will be circulated among countries, they will vote, they will make suggestions, then the draft will back, they will modify the draft, incorporate all the suggestions, go back for voting, and after a couple of iterations, it will go to ISO headquarters for the formal setting of standards. One of the recent to this shipping story is the increase in the size of the tankers. So you have tankers, super tankers, you have pre-Panamax tankers, and now we have post-Panamax ships. So it has all to do with the width and depth of the Panama Canal, which can accommodate tankers going from east to west. Recently, the canal was dredged to accommodate wider and deeper draft ships. So the size of the tank increased. One of the consequences of that is that all the ports have now to dredge. Deepen and widen their channels to accommodate this post-Panama ships. So that's an activity again in the shallow coastal areas. So dredging has to be done. If it is a simple loose soil, then you can dredge. If it is a hard soil, then you have to blast. We had recently an opportunity to go and make some measurements in the New York Harbor, the channel leading up to New York Harbor is being widened exactly for this reason. The soil there, the bottom there is rock, so they had to blast it. So very fascinating process. So they basically drill holes in the rocks and put explosives in that, multiple holes, many number of holes in a very elaborate pattern. And then so of course the detonator will come out of that, everything will be taken. So the yellow thing in that wire is the cores, which are the detonation cores, which will go into explosives. And all this finally timed nicely so that the eventual blast, there will be one blast eventually, which will have maximum impact. So there is an optimization process which the contractor goes through. There is software. It's a fascinating process. The reason we were there was to make some measurements. We were invited to take some. We were allowed to take some undergraduate students to make some measurements, and one of them were shown there. So the initial small things are the individual detonator blast, and everything will finally lead to a crescendo, which is a light blast. It's regulated. So there are regulations. We will close the channel and we will make sure that no marine mammals in the vicinity can only be done during daytime. There are measurements in water as well as land nearby, and there are levels. The peak pressure in this case happened to be measured. We measure pressure at 220 which is really loud. But they have regulations that at some distance the pressure should not be more than allowable level. The takeaway is that this is an added source of noise in a confined estuary environment which has its own implications, unlike in the open ocean. Okay, the other new source of noise is the wind turbines, offshore wind turbines in particular. It's slowly getting started in the US. It's very popular in Europe. I don't know about India. The first offshore wind farm construction began 2 months ago, this summer. Right now, back in Rhode Island. We're going to talk about it a little bit later on. When you talk about wind turbine, offshore wind turbine, noise is generated during the construction phase, operational phase, and the decommissioning phase when it is finally taken out of service. During the construction phase, depending upon the type of foundation, they have to drill pipes to pin the structure to the ground. So this is the legs of the structure will be tubular members, and drag the pipe through them, 20 meters. Usually the popular method is to use impact hams. You drop a big weight, additional hydraulic pressure and things like that. You can also use vibratory pipe to different type of noise. In addition to this direct noise mechanism construct, there will be a lot of traffic. The cabling, the service bars, and the actual drilling bars like that. They will add to the noise. During the operational phase, the vibrations produced by the turbine will get transmitted in the seawater. And in addition, again during operation, there will be vessel traffic back and forth. And decommissioning is usually done through explosive removal. Basically, you place explosives at appropriate locations and then take the structure down, so that itself causes an additional problem. There is a lot of work going on right now in Europe and US on modeling the pile driving radiation, sound radiation from pile driving noise. If you go to any ASA meeting or any acoustic conference in US or Europe, there will be a special session on wind turbine noise, and part of it will be on the modeling aspects. The reason being, it's a fascinating modeling problem. It's a complicated modeling problem because so you have a pile, cylindrical pile, very simple structure, cylindrical pile. Part of it is in water, part of it is in air, and it's pinned or fixed at least partially into the sea bottom. When you hit the pile with a hammer, I think I'll go to the next slide to explain the process. The source level or the source output will depend upon, obviously, on the hammer impact energy, the penetration of the pile in the soil, which determines the fixity, and also determines the removal of energy through the sediment. Dimensions of the pile, which will in turn have an impact on the hammer energy. Water depth which will determine the dimensions of the pile. The long-range levels will depend upon the usual environmental parameters, the bathymetry, the frequency, the environmental conditions, and so on and so forth. This is a measurement, not our measurement. It's a new measurement made in Europe. It's a very busy slide, so I don't want you to stare it too much. The curves usually focusing on should be black line, which is somewhere bottom, which is the ambient levels before the construction. And the top line, the magenta violet, is the noise produced during pile driving. Way high, very high. During operation, the noise level measured that the red line, which is barely above the ambient. So the bottom line is everybody has agreed that most of the damage happens during construction. So back to the source. So this is we did some like most of the few other groups. We did some modeling of the radiation from impact pine driving. The mechanism is very simple. So basically, with the top of the pile, it will create a pressure wave through the steel cylinder. Which will travel with the velocity of the steel. It will hit the bottom. Part of it will get reflected. Part of it will go down, get dissipated in the soil. And then it will go up and down. The bottom is fixed. The top is free. So the reflections will happen. There will be a back and forth travel of the compression wave in the cylinder, and then there will be radiation in the water, but the speed of sound is different in water, is less in water. So the radiation of sound into the water will have a conical shape. So that's wavefronts are shown there, propagating from the cylinder in a cone towards the into the water. It's the complications is it's some non-linearity associated with that. It's a shock wave. So you have to either use finite element or finite difference to calculate near source levels. Once you have that, you can take it and propagate standard propagation. That's exactly what we did. So we did this modeling integration for making some measurements during the offshore wind turbine construction near Rhode Island. The location on the right plot there. So this is Block Island, which is dependent on. There are no cables from the mainland to the power going to the island from the mainland. So whatever power they make inside. So the cost is extremely high compared to the mainland. So the island folks were very receptive to the idea of having a wind farm in their neighborhood, so that helped the approval and all those processes. So the initial plan is to build 5 turbines along that line there. And this is the construction started July, August. So this is the pile process. This is the pile barge hitting the piles and pinning the substructure into the ground. So the construction has been installed because of winter will pick up again next summer. They will bring the top side the turbine and put it over there. So we made some measurements. We made the variation pressure as a function of range away from the pipeline operations from 500 meters all the way up to 15 kilometers. There's a go that it's 15 kilometers. So that's the tow rate, and the picture there shows we deploying the tow array during the construction. We also deployed two vertical line arrays at 2 stations, 10 kilometers and 15 kilometers. Again, it was built by Oceanographic. And we also had a particle velocity system at 500 meters, mainly focusing on the particle velocity measurements, particle velocity. It turns out that as far as fish are concerned, they are more receptive to particle velocity than pressure. So they mainly hear through tactile, feeling the vibrations through their skin and through their organs. So there is a little active research going on how this particle velocity variations due to impulsive sources can affect the fish behavior, which will have an impact in fisheries. So like the shit noise, the ISO is interested in regulating the noise due to construction activities of offshore lines. So they have working on coming up with a standard measurement protocol for that. I'm part of the working group, and we have a couple of iterations already. The final draft is now for review and vote. And we expect it to be back by middle of next month in December. Sometime next year we'll have a standard on procedures for measurement of underwater noise from a high drive. And you can see that member countries are most of them are European, Denmark, UK, Netherlands, US, and also US, and Australia, Italy, Japan, and Korea. So these are the countries which are active in offshore wind turbines. Okay. Well, that's my first part of the talk. Mainly talking about the impact. I didn't go specifically into bio acoustics aspects because that's another topic which may be too descriptive and needs a little bit more time to well into. Before I get into the second part of the talk, I have a little topic describing impact of carbon emissions on acoustic propagation. So basically, what happens on land, what people have to do years on land, apparently affects on how sound from the ocean. The combustion of fuels has driven carbon dioxide from pre-industrial level of approximately 290 ppm parts per million to present day level of about 400 parts per million. It turns out that only half of the carbon dioxide produced on land stays in the atmosphere. The other half gets in the ocean through precipitation. Through rain washes out rain or snow washes out the carbon into the ocean. So oceans are becoming acidic. So the ocean absorbs the half of the carbon dioxide, becoming acidic. So the ocean acidification is the direct result of increased carbon dioxide dissolved seawater. Recently there was a paper by Laura and Simmons, whom we work closely with, on this topic. Is an open paper on acoustics today. They talk about the fact that open ocean pH or pH in the open ocean decrease because it becomes acidic by 0.3%. The projected decrease is 0.3 units, 3 pH units, or more in the next 100 years. In the next slide, I show an equation, two equations that I will show, which highlights the connection with pH and sound absorption. So based on that equation, we can predict that sound absorption in the ocean will decrease as much as by 40% when that happens, pH decreases. So sound absorption decreases, means that the ocean will become more favorable for propagation, long-range propagation. And the environmentalists, the people who are interested in the environment, and biologists who are interested in the biology of the ocean, are a little concerned, extremely concerned about this increase in ambient, because they fear that increase in ambient noise will adversely affect the fish and marine animals in the ocean. Understandable. So it's a topic which has attracted a lot of attention. There have been public news articles like that. Couple of there. The titles are alarming. Noisy acid oceans increasingly harmful to whales. Cacophony of the sea, how acidification will be deafening whales. So that's the other extra story. But generally the oceans are not so excited because of reasons I'll show you in a little while. This is the connection between pH and absorption. On the left-hand side, you have absorption. And there are different contributions due to density and temperature and pH. The first term there contains a term pH, which is the ocean. So when the pH changes, there will be an appropriate change in elevation. Okay. How can we quantify that? We can quantify using modeling. Basically, take that equation and run different values of pH and change. So that's exactly what we did. So this study is again documented in a paper by colleague Jim Miller, myself, and Laura and Andrea. That's again an open paper in POMA. Effects of pH transmission on estuary. So basically what we did was for various frequencies, we changed the pH to decrease the pH from 8.5 to 7.5, one unit change in pH, and then looked at the change in absorption on the y-axis, in dB, x-axis is frequency, and you see that. So basically the change in pH gradually has an impact in absorption. And once it reaches 2 dB, basically it stays on as it is for higher frequencies. So over a range of 10 meters, you can expect perturbation TL of approximately 2 dB. The question was, so this is modeling. The question we had was, can we measure this? Can we actually measure this and prove that? There is an disease which can indeed be felt or measured or materialized in motion. So Ben Reeder is a researcher at Hawaii School, studied this effect in the open ocean, where the perceived projected pH change is around 0.3 units over 10 years, over 100 years. So he took that and he did some conventional modeling and he conclusively proved that for a long reduction of pH, so he took two values, 0.5 8.1 to 7.4. He concluded that no observable change in ocean noise in the shallow and surface duct environments in deep water for all frequencies. That's his conclusions, and those are the two environments where most of the marine mammals reside. So that's sort of a accepted result now. But the question again was going back to the modeling, can we actually measure this? And then we came across this data on the right, which is from right Narragansett Bay and estuary. Enclosed estuary, where our university chemists, biological oceanographers made continuous measurements of pH over years, couple of years, 2008, 2011. What they observed was pH in an estuary, at least in that particular estuary, Narragansett Bay, fluctuates by as much as 1 unit over a time scale of days and months. So If at all we want to conclusively prove or disprove the hypothesis of pH effects on acoustic propagation, the best place to test that will be in an estuary, where there is observable fluctuations in pH. So that's what we thought. So again, we did some measurements or proposals. Nobody has so far bought into that idea. So make some measurements. So that's good. That the effect of pH and its impact on the noise increase could be a problem. Down the road, not an immediate problem, but down the road, if what we showed there, the model there is correct, at least in estuaries, close shallow areas, that could be a problem. Okay. Going to the second half. I think I'm doing it on time. So we so far discussed all the bad aspects of noise. So let's see whether we can make some useful measurements out of that. Useful inference out of that. One of the things which the seismic community has done in the past is to use seismic noise, mainly waves propagate the body of the earth or through the surface, mainly through the surface, because you can put sensors on the surface. And using an array of sensors, they have conclusively proved that both theoretically and experimentally, that records of seismic noise equidistributed in their distance noise yield the green function between receiver pairs after time cross-correlation. This is called cross-correlation technique. Essentially what they do is they have an array of seismometers or geophones, and you collect noise and take the noise data, take any two receivers spaced by some spacing, take a cross-correlation, and continue that process with different pairs of geophones or hydrophones, and repeat that process, and eventually you get a stack of cross-correlations. You can also take a long piece of data and average to increase the SNR. And then plot it, x-axis is now lag time cross-correlation. Y-axis is now the receiver spacing, so you start with autocorrelation with zero spacing. Then when you take the first and second sensors, you get a cross-correlation at two spacing between the receiver and the two, then it multiples by two and stack it. And once you have this cross-correlations, you can take a spatial Fourier transform to get transform, which will provide you with a phase velocity version, which I'll show you in the next slide. Now, the wave theory says that the phase speed of the waves traveling through the surface, which are called surface waves, are intimately linked to the shear speed in the sediment as a function of depth. So if you know the phase speed of the wave traveling through the surface, you can very easily calculate shear speed as a function of depth in the sediment. So that's a very standard procedure. Actually, my talk in the contributory session later on deals with that topic. So when you do the spatial Fourier transform, you get a figure which is shown here. Which shows the x-axis is numbers, so you can easily convert that velocity knowing the frequency. Y-axis is frequency. So it's essentially a frequency phase velocity plot. And you can see two lines there indicate two modes. just like acoustic modes, the subsurface also can have different modes. Again, that's the topic of my talk later on. Some other issues is part here. These are areas, versions of energy outside used so you can be correct. You can easily get the phase velocity version, which means that you can calculate the shear speed. So that's a very popular technique in seismic. So you can finally come up with a profile of the shear speed like that. So people in the water community has borrowed these principles and techniques and implemented their own version of ambient noise cross-correlation techniques. There are a couple of variants of this. One using directionality, which is the basis of passive fathometer, and one using noise coherence, which is another technique. So essentially, coherence is defined as again is a measure of correlation density. So it's a normalized density this expression here, and it has been shown by Buckingham scripts and Matsuda's and Peter that the coherence, both the real and imaginary part, is extremely sensitive to the bottom. So basically, if you know the coherence, there is a way to get the sediment properties. So that's exactly what we did. So I had the opportunity to collaborate with scientists from NIOT, specifically Dr. Sanjana Latham, and they had some data from Cochin, and we took that data and applied this coherence-based inversion procedure to come up with estimates of sediment properties which are shown there in that figure. So this is being submitted to JASA. EL reviewed the preliminary positive, suggests some modifications, comments were made, so we implemented that and we have sent it back, awaiting final decision. So the picture on the right shows coherence, the imaginary and real part. So based on the shear velocity, the inverted, this seems to match very well with the experimental coherence. So that leads us to the last topic, which is the passive fathometer, which is the more famous cousin of the coherence approach. Mainly due to the efforts of Martin Sibelius at Portland University, who pioneered this technique. Mainly in the measurement. So he did some experiments when he was at the NATO Center in Italy, and sort of validated the procedure. Essentially, again based on surface noise. The only difference between these two techniques is that the previous technique, coherence, you just need two sensors in the vertical by distance. For this noise coherence, you need to form beams, up and down going beams. So you need an array. So that's the main difference. So passive fathometer techniques are mapping using ambient noise. You can use the stationary array with one mesh at location. Martin extended this to a towed array, drifting array. So basically the array will keep on drifting as a function of range. Range is this noise measurement. You can go back and run the processing to get the properties essentially the layering. Again. Wherever array was floating around. So you get properties as a function of range, just like a subordinate profiler. The principle is that the process of cross-correlating noise signals measure two signals. As we have already mentioned, has shown to produce an approximation function, which is the impulse response to the sensors. So as an extension, we can do this noise correlation process to beams that are formed using an array, as opposed to what we did earlier with an AOT correlating individual sensors. So the passive fathomable application, beam form noise is determined by seabed interface and layer information. That's a math associated with that. I won't go too much into that. There's a paper by CUSAT et al. In JASA, really wants to implement this. Essentially, it's a prospect of density after beam forming, and then you plot the output, and you will see the peak corresponding to this is dominant peak. That's the reflection phase. This is the secondary peak, which is the reflection from the next layer interface. So if you have drifting array, then follow the array and do this processing continuously and create maps like this, showing subbottom file like pictures producing just using noise. So it's a powerful technique, has been verified, validated multiple times. Okay. So that brings us to the end of this talk. I hope that I have at least given an overview of the implications of noise, both from the impact aspect and also from the processing for user gain aspect. One of the requirement for using noise for inferring properties, environment that should have very sophisticated powerful signal processing tools. So there is a scope for some signal processing expertise also built into this problem. So in conclusion, understanding the characteristics and trends of anthropogenic noise is critical for predicting the impact on our environment. There's no question about that. Especially the impact on our environment is a highly sensitive issue to environmentally concerned people and also to biological scientists. So if you want to calm them, if you want to establish, or if you want to prove that everything is okay, then you understand the noise implications. On the other side, there is redundant information that can be extracted from the noise because it also feeds the same environment as a source that we put in there. And with appropriate powerful signal processing tools and sensor systems, we can extract enough information to infer the properties of the seabed. So there's no way we are going to escape from the increase in ambient noise, as I said earlier, in relation to growth. So why not make some good use of that? I think that's the end of the topic. Thank you very much. I'll be happy if you have any questions. I know we ran a little late, so I'll be around. And if you have any questions later on, you can also talk to me. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your knowledge about underwater noise, a large component of underwater acoustics with us. Now, I would like Dr. M.A. Adnan on stage to present a memento as a token of appreciation to Professor Gopu R.Koti. Now is the time for deep day is arranged outside the auditorium.
Slide change.